Critics, the TikTok shop has officially stopped. Ooh, and Joy Taylor is honoring her right to remain silent. ASAP Rocky is facing up to 8 years in prison, while Michelle Obama reminds every black woman in the world to get somebody else to do it. Hey, critics, and welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary, reviews, and tabloid news. We are live on this Sunday, January the 19th, 2025. Hey, critics, it's time to chronicle. Happy MLK weekend and happy belated birthday to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Um, I've had the pleasure actually of visiting the MLK Jr. National Historic Park in Atlanta. Um, I went to visit the center to view like the exhibits. I've seen the Rose Garden, the King Center, passed by the former home of MLK and his family there in Atlanta. I finally had a chance to go into the Ebenezer Baptist Church, like inside. I've been like maybe 4 times or so, y'all. However, for some reason the church hadn't always been open, but the one time that me and my mama went back in 2019, it was open. So I had a chance to not only go downstairs and look at the church, I had a chance to also go upstairs to look over the balcony that also overlooks the pulpit and the congregation as well. So yeah, I enjoy that. If you get a chance to go to Atlanta and you hadn't had a chance to visit the MLK Jr. National Historic Park, I would recommend it just because I've been there already 4 times and I always, for some reason, I don't know, I'm always drawn to it. And every time I've gone, I've learned something new. There's been sometimes a little bit of a switch up in some of the exhibits. I've had a chance to actually sit down and watch some of the viewings because they have like a movie theater and with some little tidbits of videos to just kind of give you insight of what that time was like, give you some visuals, of course. They have statues, plaques, photos, pictures, all of artifacts, like all of the things that you can sort of think of is just very educational as well, very family friendly as well. And just kind of fun little fact, just because we recently lost this past president, but Jimmy Carter is the president who signed the MLK Jr. National Park and Preservation District into law in 1980. May he rest in peace. Up next, y'all, let's talk TV. Tamron Hall on Monday, Jaleel White is going to be stopping by to discuss his brand new book, which is a memoir called Growing Up Urkel, where he talks about his role as Urkel and the impact it's had on his career. As well, on Tuesday, Tamron Hall's show, she's going to be celebrating 20 years of YouTube on the show. So congratulations, YouTube. On a side note, though, I just saw, I think, a TMZ clip of Glozell, the one that wears the green lipstick on her lips, like one of the first people that I seen do one of those challenges that went viral. I can't remember very many challenges prior to her, and forgive me, it could be my memory, but that was like 15 years ago, y'all. All right. And I think she did the cinnamon challenge, right? She spoke out actually about TikTok and the ban that's actually going on right now and how it's basically taking millions out of people's pockets, especially everyday people. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. And Jennifer Hudson on Monday, she's going to be welcoming Martin Lawrence. I know that show is a classic. It's been a while, but I always think of that when I think of Martin. He's going to be stopping by though to talk about his tour. Y'all know what it is. So yeah, and also I've seen that there's a lot of, as he tours different cities, there's always different comedians he taps into to open up for him or to be at his shows to promote all of the things. So yeah, check him out, of course. Wednesday, Andra Day will chat and perform her new song, Bricks, from the film Exhibiting Forgiveness. She will also discuss Music Care's relief efforts for the Los Angeles fires. Thursday, Debbie Allen's going to be stopping by to discuss her Debbie Allen Dance Academy, along with poet Jay Ivy. On Friday, Shamar Moore is on set to discuss his show SWAT, and then Ryan Destiny discusses her film The Fire Inside. Now, Sherry Shepard has a nice little lineup here. Monday, Quinta Bronson. She's going to be stopping by to talk about the current season of Abbott Elementary. On Tuesday, Earn Your Leisure podcast hosts, they're going to be dropping by to discuss a brand new book that they apparently have called You Deserve to Be Rich. Okay. Wednesday, actor Omari Hardwick is going to tell Sherry about starring in Star Trek Section 31 on Paramount Plus. And Thursday, one of my faves, I told y'all, Roy Wood Jr., he's going to be headed to the chair to discuss his new Hulu comedy special, plus Married to Medicine's Miss Quad. She's going to be updating us on the latest season of Married to Medicine. And I will admit to you, while I have not watched Married to Medicine, that first season in a while, excuse me. I don't know why I didn't finish that thought. I haven't watched it in a while. The first season I did watch, I really did enjoy that season. And I think that was also the season that Miss Mariah? She was on I always call typically the first season like the season of the originals, right? I don't that's kind of the term that I like to use when it comes to like the first season of things. It's like these are the originals. These are the ones who kicked it off. These are the ones who made it sort of what it was, started with the blueprint, um, showed us in terms of ratings what the audience loved, gave us the snapbacks. I'm always thinking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, let me go ahead and move on. So I wanted to send out some recommendations because I have not done this actually. I don't think since the year started, so forgive me. But these are the top 5 Hoopla resources that I am recommending today. All of them are actually MLK themed in honor, of course, of MLK weekend. The number one is a movie. It's called I Am MLK Jr. Number two, I Have a Dream speech. It's only about a 16-minute long um, audio book themed style, so you just have to listen to it basically. It's the only factual piece of history in the history books that we are never changing because they don't want to. No, okay, let me stop. Speeches by Martin Luther King Jr., but this one's a little long, so I think it's all of his speeches, including the I Have a Dream speech. It's 17 hours and 29 minutes. That's why I'm just assuming that it is. And this is one of the ones that I have not actually checked out yet officially. So forgive me for that. King, a film record. Now, this is one that follows King from Montgomery, of course, to Memphis. Number 5, The Measure of a Man by MLK. It's an ebook though. It's a pair of mediations by MLK that contains the theological roots of his political and social philosophy of nonviolent activism. All magazines mentioned today is sourced through Hoopla and Libby, both free streaming platforms made possible through our local library. Here at the Critic Chronicles, our goal is to provide quality but juicy content from websites, digital magazines, and tabloids, most of which are sourced through our public library. Research from the National Library of Medicine show that there are an estimated 17,000 public libraries nationwide, totaling 4 million visits each day. Public libraries are civic organizations that are committed to providing invaluable resources beyond books that are free and open to the public. Get your library card to access thousands of resources today. Hey, critics, you know what time it is. It's time for critical news you can use. Oh, y'all, I guess they said TikTok does stop, okay? Because apparently they saying goodbye. But if you go to the app, they say it's temporarily not only unavailable, but they released a statement. It says, we regret that a U.S. law banning TikTok will take effect on January the 19th and force us to make our services temporarily unavailable. We're working to restore our service in the U.S. as soon as possible, and we appreciate your support. Please stay tuned. Now, click to Houston reports that the shutdown marks a significant shift in the U.S. tech landscape. And while the law demands that TikTok cease operations unless it's sold by ByteDance, the 45th is set to be sworn in as the 47th on Monday. It was hinted that the 90-day extension, though, is something that I guess they're going to most likely approve because it's appropriate. I I will admit to you, I've seen people like Lovely T report on this and talk about how these TikTokers are going crazy about this shutdown because it's causing them to lose revenue or streams of income due to the app being, of course, now officially disabled. And fans can only hope they can only hope for a resolution. So that's definitely the hope going forward. And we'll definitely see. We'll see what happens. We know what this is about: money and power. Mm-mm-mm. But we knew it was gonna happen. All right. Shout out to Taraji P. Henson, as well as Michelle Buteau, as well as Kiki Palmer and Eva Longoria. They all served as guest co-hosts for the Today with Jenna and Friends show. Now, side note, I was a little surprised to see Eva, since it was a report to say that she split her time between, I think it wasn't in America. It was like Mexico and Spain, and they actually did it during the time of like elections. So it kind of gave the impression that, like, okay, I'm out of here. But I think she's actually been out of the country for a while, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but anyway, I was just a little surprised by that. But I think she did a fantastic job. Anyway, if Kiki Palmer, though, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, if she joins as a guest co-host, like in a permanent capacity, I'm not a show reviewer, but if they're going to continue to upload it on YouTube and make it accessible to everybody, I actually might review the show. Yeah, like that'd be great. And then that'd be great also for like another channel, and then maybe for the backup channel, do some tidbits and stuff like that. So, and I know people keep telling me to get a backup channel actually when I don't have um as many followers as of right now or subscribers, but I will admit to you that I will take heed to that and give me a little bit of time, and I'll get that done. Hopefully, definitely before the 1 year anniversary, which is actually coming up sooner than I thought, y'all. So thank y'all for being with me. Okay. Let me see where I am in this script. Now, I will say that when Jenna hosted the show with Taraji P. Henson, she did it on Monday, she did it again on Friday. She confirmed, how people always was saying that, that this is Jenna Bush that used to be in the White House with her daddy, former President Bush. Well, she said that he used to kind of embarrass her sometimes. She also stated that he was very encouraging to them growing up. So let me say that as well, because I want to say something positive before I go up into this. Because everybody say stuff like, "Oh, Michelle wasn't there, so President Bush was a little disappointed." And so that's when Jenna Bush basically said, yeah. She said her daddy was probably a little disappointed that his girlfriend Michelle wasn't there. And it was like, what? Is that what y'all be talking about? So yeah, I thought that I would actually share that his own daughter also thinks the same thing that the people think in the comments when it comes to Michelle and Bush. I had to laugh because I feel like it's just a running joke. And it just so happened to now pan out because she confirmed it. And girl, that she don't forget your daddy still married to your mama. Don't be saying stuff like that. And shout out to all the girls who are, allowing Michelle Obama to First Lady, excuse me, Michelle Obama to bow out gracefully from the funerals, the inaugurations, just to maintain her peace of mind. And just to be clear, to be honest with y'all, I don't really even care what or her reason was for not attending half this stuff. I just support her decision. Get somebody else to do it. Congrats to all the folks though who will be testing and co-host, and I guess kind of serving as a co-host spot, yeah, on Jenna and Friends. I'm actually looking forward to seeing who else you have on there. I already gave you all my top picks on the previous episode, so be sure to check it out in the description below, okay? Let's actually go ahead and skip down to this. Let's go black on the inside of National Enquirer's January the 27th issue. Let's talk about Joy Taylor. Well, her name has been, of course, revealed in a brand new lawsuit. I'm sure y'all have probably already heard about this. It's a brand new 42-page workplace misconduct complaint that's been filed in LA by former Fox Sports 1 hairstylist Nushin Faraji against Joy Taylor, Charlie Dixon, and former Undisputed host Skip Bayless and the Fox Corporation. Faraji apparently worked for the network from 2012 to August of 2024. And she says that Dixon, who serves as the head of content for the network, grabbed her booty baby at a party in West Hollywood and claims when she told Joy told her, girl, get over it. What you say? That's what you told LaJoy? Baby, what happened? Oh, that's all. Get over it. Now, in the it is revealed that Fox Sports broadcaster Taylor slept her way to the top intentionally by leveraging sexual relationships with fellow Speak host Emmanuel Ocho. I think is how people were saying what his name was. I'm so sorry, Acho. I'm going to say Acho, and married network executive Charlie Dixon. Additionally, Faraji claims as a way to protect herself, Joy was scheming by inventing a sexual misconduct allegation against former Flame Dixon after supposedly sleeping her way to the top. Faraji goes on to say that after she began working on Undisputed, Bayless began giving her lingering hugs. So I'm gonna hug you long time and kisses on the cheek while putting his body against hers and pressing her breast against his chest. What you say? Now she also said that it happened, and as it was happening, I guess it just sort of increased over the years and grew more and more aggressive. And he allegedly offered her, let me tell you how much. I'm sure y'all may have heard it already, but if you haven't, let me tell you. Offered her $1.5 million to sleep with him, promising that he was going to change her life. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what he said. I'm telling you what he said. I didn't say it. He said it. That's what she said. He said. Anyway, Bayless also accused the hairstylist of sleeping with his co-star Shannon Sharp, whom Skip was reportedly jealous of, and I actually wholeheartedly believe that based off some of them clips that I used to see about Skip. And whenever I did watch something like the sports air, I don't know, shows where they were hosting them together. Yeah, it would be like, what is I don't like the way he's talking to you. I don't like it. I don't like the way he's talking to you. I don't like it. I don't like it. And when the hairstylist basically she didn't want to do it. So she decided that she was gonna remind him, hey, ain't you married? He replied with, aren't you Muslim? Don't your daddy have three wives? What you say? Disrespectful. Just disrespectful. Well, her legal team is seeking unspecified monetary damages due to enduring a toxic culture at Fox that was misogynistic and also racist. Fox Sports is reportedly taking this very serious. I guess now y'all is. Now, well, y'all taking it serious because when she complained to her bosses, which reportedly she did, they didn't do nothing about it. It's believed also that she got the receipts to back it up, all up, back it all up. Okay, now I wonder if Joy was like, I wonder if Joy was like, now how did my name get dragged into this? I wonder if Joy was like that, because she could have told this story without putting Joy into it, but she was like, I need to make sure y'all know everybody that toxic. Everybody. Everybody toxic. $1 million though is not as much as what it used to be. I'm not gonna lie, but it's enough for a lot of people. And I heard a lot of people sounding like they would follow through with Skip, close their eyes in the process, and then take the money and run. He can give y'all what I think somebody said. You got to give me at least 1/4 up front, or at least half up front, and then the other half when the deed is done, I guess, or whatever the deed might be. He gonna want to own you forever. Okay. Now I'm not judging nobody on this one, but if this was me and my home girl, I would say just make sure that you can live with your decision. Okay. Well, Faraji, I hope you get not only double for your trouble, but even more, darling. Enjoy it. We ain't heard from you, but we would love to hear your side of the story since girl, you in this now too. Okay. And IceT, y'all. I don't know what's going on with Uncle IceT, but he was apparently disrespectful to a New Jersey police officer back in 2024 during a traffic stop, referring to the office as a effing asshole. And check this, y'all. IceT tried to get out of it by telling the officer, hey, officer, I was on my way to the DMV to address the issue. And he was, I guess he said he was trying to do something the day before. Like, I guess he had an appointment the day before, but the systems was down, so he wasn't able to do it then. So he was coming back today, so he didn't have no appointment kind of thing, and they know who he is. That's what it sounded like to me. Okay. His Porsche's registration was also out though, so that was a problem. Plus, Ice's driver's license, excuse me, had also expired. And as a result, the car was towed. The worst part though is IceT sounds like it do sound like it added up. It really do. So it don't sound like he was lying about it. Just a kind of like a series of unfortunate events. But he he was apparently in the parking lot at the DMV office, only a few feet away. They say that's what they say. Hopefully, though, you follow through with getting your license, and better luck next time. You can catch Ice T if you don't know on SVU on NBC. Um, Side note, they say Ice T reportedly is obsessed with the Delphonics, that old school music group from back in the day, is what he say. Didn't I blow your mind this time? Didn't I? I bet Coco don't get no rest. I bet she don't get no rest. Anyway, moving right along, Justin Bieber is panicked. They say that he is being roped into this Diddy S trafficking stuff after bloggers and now the National Enquirer are laying everything out, and it's driving Bieber crazy. They say this putting also a strain on his marriage to Haley Bieber. In I'm not going. Side note, I feel like now I'm gonna repeat themselves because I just now I'm about to go on a little tangent and I'm trying not to. But every time I've seen Haley and him out, I feel like it always looked like she's stressing him out or something. And I'm not trying to be mean, but like y'all need to plant some pictures where it look like y'all happy, happy, happy or something. Because every time I see y'all, it's like, no, I can believe that because he look, you look stressed out all the time. Okay, let me keep going. The article says that Bieber fears a subpoena, which would actually require him to relive things he witnessed while under Diddy's wing as his party sidekick. Haley, of course, is reportedly worried not only about Justin, but the health of him, which, yeah, she can only do so much. Um, I don't know. Again, before the marriage, before the baby, even they just didn't always look happy. But let's continue. It's apparently been a really stressful time for Justin, with the family drama, money issues. Where recently, I guess it was reports of Bieber going broke back in, I think, sometime in actually last year. Them adjusting to parenthood because they got a baby. I think they had a baby like in August. Manager challenges. He wanted to part from his manager, which, I think is actually one of those managers that he's had for a very long time. And it's a little bit more challenging. It's a little bit deeper when somebody knows you from for a very long time, like an extended period of time, and they've been there with you through, you know, all of the things. It's sometimes maybe a challenge to part from them, regardless of whether it's right for you to part with them or wrong, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it still can be a breakup, within itself. Now, while Justin has dealt with anxiety and depression for most of his life, the fears of the lid being ripped of off are making him go bananas, they say. Haley is reportedly fed up, they say, with Bieber constantly being worried and swimming in self-pity, and believes that he is checking out as a husband and father to their young child, Jack Blue. Hmm. Now, as I mentioned, there is a Peacock documentary called Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. Well, it's officially airing now, and Us Magazine says that the doc includes claims made by Sarah Rivers, who appeared on Making the Band 2, where she admitted she didn't want to be around Diddy unless there were cameras around. She also says that he touched her in a place that he shouldn't have, which is news because I don't remember anything prior to this coming out of her saying anything of that nature at all. So this is definitely one of those brand new revealing things on here where it's like, who else has been violated in a way and they are holding on to that information. The Albie Shore testimonial, I talked about how I was surprised that Albie Shore was going to be on there. But that's been a hot topic of conversation where he confirmed suspicion around the death of basically Kim Porter, along with the fact that she may have been in the process of writing a book, because she was keeping actually a diary. So maybe I had heard of somebody out there who had a book. I did not buy into the whole somebody having a book about Kim thing, but let me take a sip of water real quick. I did not buy into the Kim Porter book thing, so I did not do any research on that component because there's just a area there that I just don't. It's too gray for me to believe. To be very transparent with you, um, and I know that the kids came out with that joint statement. They said that my mom wrote a book is simply not true, and then I think it was something like people was like, if it is somebody that's profiting off of that, it should be us. So the money should go to us if you making money off of that, something like that. Okay, alleged. Yeah, alleged. And the coroner's report confirms that and as of I'm gonna say Kim Porter actually died of pneumonia. So, but again, just because the coroner's report say that, obviously there's still rumors out there, that are lingering that Diddy had something to do with the death, unfortunately, of Kim Porter. Let's talk Don Lemon. He, of course, recently did an interview with Wendy Williams, and I had a chance to review it on the previous episode titled Wendy Speaks Out. I'm glad to hear Wendy actually speaking out for herself and being out and about for her son's graduation last month. And now that I've summed that up, Don Lemon is on page 12, and they're saying that Lemon is trying to make a power move, and he's trying to get back into that prime time area. While on his YouTube, he discusses the importance of independent media. They say you want to be back on TV, Don. That's what they're saying. They saying that you're looking to fill Dan Abrams' soon to be vacated primetime slot at News Nation. However, apparently, comeback wrongdoer, that old Chris Cuomo child. They say he in the way. This is only an issue because Don and Chris have a history, they say, and not the warm and fuzzy kind. Probably the competitive kind, but reportedly Chris calls the shots over there at News Nation, and Don got to get his sort of blessing in order to gain a spot. That's what the Inquirer says. They're also calling Don. This is what they're saying about you, Don. They're saying that you're high maintenance, you're controversial. You're supposed to be controversial when you're a journalist, though, and not exactly a team player. Now, that part, I don't know what that looks like. But I also feel like you do a fantastic job with what you already do. Plus, you do make appearances on different podcasts, on different shows. So you're still going. However, I get it. I understand there's a difference between not being on main TV, especially when you've had that spot for years when you worked for the network. This isn't just about Chris. It's about convincing the whole network, though, they say. So they don't know if they say Don would be worth the gamble. I say he would be worth the gamble. Listen, me over here speaking like I'm a part of Don Lemon's team. Okay. But yeah, lemon live, lemon. I don't know where that came from, y'all. Anyway, let me just go ahead and move right along. Want to talk a little bit about ASAP Rocky. On page 9, they talk about the criminal charges that ASAP Rocky is facing. Now, I hadn't heard about this in a little while. He is due to go on trial though on January the 21st, and could be facing y'all up to 8 years in 8 years. 8 years in the slammer. Eight, eight. That's a long time. Eight. Now, while the article says that Rihanna is freaking out, the photos that she's posting for Savage Fenty lingerie, especially for this upcoming Valentine's Day, I don't know. It makes me think, yeah, she is freaking out. All right. Okay. Make sure. Let me handle it before you go. ASAP reportedly fired a semi-automatic weapon at Terrell Efron near a Hollywood hotel in 2021, injuring the hand of his former childhood friend. Not your. What about your friend, ASAP? What about your friend, ASAP? No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. A collaborator who says Rocky shot him, and there's apparently video footage. Rocky could be away from the kids for a while, y'all, but it's more to come, of course, as this trial evolves. And moving on to probably just the last thing that I'm going to chit chat about. The beloved DJ Stephen Twitch Boss is facing some harsh um, accusations because the family and fans believe, well, excuse me, the beloved DJ Stephen Twitch Boss's wife, now widow, is facing some harsh accusations because the family and fans believe that she is exposing him, and it's upsetting everybody. Okay, everybody believes that this new book that Allison Hochler, I think is her last name. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. The widowed wife of Twitch is to writing it to expose all the things about him just for a payday. Now, although the toxicology report stated that Twitch had no drugs or alcohol in his system, no drugs or alcohol in his system, no drugs or alcohol in his system, in her new memoir she is writing, Allison reveals that she discovered drugs in his closet the day of his funeral and cited agonizing passages of his private journal that allude to him being sexually abused as a child. She seems to believe, I guess, that sharing his story within her memoir might help other people as well, and also says that she realized there was a lot of things that Twitch did not share, that he kept to himself and only revealed in his journal. Twitch was the lovable sidekick, if you don't remember, of course, on Ellen from 2014 to the final May in 2022. Didn't he even host the, no, he hosted the show for a little bit as well and served as in that capacity too. While her saying, by far, this is what she said, by far the most tacky, classless, opportunist act I've ever seen. Yes, this was a family member of Twitch's who basically slammed her. Although, again, the 16-year-old daughter came to her mama's defense. Now, his brother, Dre Rose, also accused Hochler of weaponizing the couple's children. His mama also spoke out too. She said, our family is absolutely appalled by the misleading and hurtful claims made about my son. We will not stand by while his name and legacy are tarnished. Connie Boss Alexander. Now, when Allison was asked about her intentions, she responded with, my intention is to celebrate the love and life that I shared with Stephen and our three beautiful children, and also the more complex aspects of both of our lives. The book, This Far, My Story of Love, Loss, and Embracing the Light, is set to release on February the 4th, just in time, just in time for Black History Month. Okay, it's coming up, y'all. It's coming up. And if you missed the previous episodes, no worries. I have linked them below, or you can always browse the channel for the latest episodes. Thanks for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.